Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Sando, and I'm a senior manager with Upwork's Trust and Safety team. I'm really excited today to join you and give you a backstage tour of Upwork's Trust and Safety program. I hope that after today, you will understand a bit more about our program, who we are, and we'll have some helpful tips around engaging well in the marketplace. Also, I will be introducing you to a few of our very special team members that help make Upwork a safe and trusted place to do business. The first stop on our tour is to tell you who we are. So, what is trust and safety? Broadly speaking, trust and safety is about ensuring a trustworthy, secure, and professional marketplace while identifying anyone set on abusing that marketplace and our other users. At Upwork, there are two teams that work on these issues, the trust and safety team, where I sit, and our risk and compliance team. So first up, we have our risk and compliance team. They focus on deterring, detecting, and addressing any form of financial or legal risk brought by transactions on Upwork. Their work is all about ensuring our platform is not being used for financial fraud and tracking down groups of users intent on defrauding other users. This team is also instrumental in ensuring our customers are who they say they are. Over here, we have our trust and safety team. TNS, as we are known, has a broad scope. We identify if there has been an account takeover or security breach, if scammers have entered the marketplace, if users are circumventing, i.e. taking payments outside of Upwork, and ensuring the user content on the platform doesn't violate Upwork's terms. In general, our work breaks down into the following structure: educating users, detecting when something is wrong, investigating to verify what is happening, and taking action when needed. Our next stop is about how we accomplish these things. We have dedicated product managers, policy managers, engineers, data science, operations people, and agents. We use various tools and systems to detect when something is going wrong and rely on our expert agents to investigate cases. We also work cross-functionally with our product, engineering, customer, and sales teams to identify ways to make the user experience better, ensure the product promotes good behaviors, and address fault lines. Now, frankly, I would absolutely love to be able to show you all of our teams, who we are, the ins and outs of our really cool tools, because by the way, they're really cool, but unfortunately I can't. First, we have legal obligations around user information and privacy that limit what I can say. Second, exposing the detailed ins and outs of how we do things could give opportunities for bad people to get around our detections, and this wouldn't be good for anybody. We know that it can be really frustrating to not know what is going on behind the scenes, particularly when it affects your business. That said, we are committed to providing you with as much information as feasible without compromising the security of our platform. And you should expect to see some changes in this regard in the coming weeks and months around our communications and engagement with you. I can also tell you that we take our jobs very seriously. We work hard, remember all those engineers and data scientists, to be really precise with our work. We examine cases and investigate the details before we take action. The teams that do this are our operations teams, who work 24/7, 365 days a year. Here, meet Jasmine. She's one of our awesome managers.
Hello, my name is Jasmine and I'm from the Philippines. I work with Daryl and the Trust and Safety team in promoting a great user experience. My one piece of advice is when in doubt, ask. If you're ever confused what is or isn't allowed, please reach out to us. We would like to help you understand Upwork's terms of service and what to do.
Now that you've seen a bit more about who we are, the next stage of our tour is going through some helpful tips about important policies. I'm going to go ahead and assume most of you are not nefarious bad guys, so I'll skip over the "don't be a fraudster" part of this tour and focus more on areas that tend to impact our general and even some of our best users. Our first stop is around your identity. Be who you say you are. Of course, this may seem simple enough, but it is a critical part of being on Upwork. Your profile picture should be accurate representation of you and no one else. The name and contact information you provide in your profile should be real, accurate, and match your identity documents, which we do check to verify your identity. This also applies to your skill set, job, and education history. The terms of use provide that it is prohibited to have fraudulent or misleading content, including misrepresenting your skills, experience, or information. This is also important from a business and professional standpoint. You are asking clients to entrust you with work they need done, and they're not going to stand for being misled, which could result in a loss of contracts, poor feedback, and ultimately lost revenue for you. Here we have some of our really serious topics. First up, circumvention, which is important to know about. So what is circumvention? This is when a client and talent meet, make a connection on Upwork, but then decide they won't use Upwork for their contract. They make their own arrangements and conduct payments directly, like using an online transfer service or direct deposit. By doing this, these users circumvent Upwork fees, which is how we recoup our costs of running the marketplace and have money to reinvest into making the product better for all of our customers. Also, and this is really important, users who circumvent are more likely to be victims of fraud or scam. But because they left the Upwork platform, Upwork cannot protect them or their transactions. Another very serious topic is what we call feedback building. This is when a freelancer either opens a client account to hire themselves or colludes with a client to do a job for the sole purpose of building job history and getting a good rating. Feedback building contracts create biased and or fraudulent reviews that undermine the trust Upwork creates through showing a freelancer's contract history. And this is explicitly prohibited in the terms of use. Here, meet Mark. He is a team lead with our content and engagement team. They're responsible for ensuring the professional standards set in the terms of service are met across the platform.
Hello, my name is Mark, and I'm a team lead with our content and engagement team. It has been great to work from home because you get to focus on your time and energy, money or resources, family, and flexibility. When I was working for the corporate world in a traditional 8x5 office setup, my daily commute to and from work is about 4 hours. As a team lead, I work with other agents, coach and guide them in their work, and help them with their hard cases. I get to work with amazing people, all with the goal of making Upwork a safe and trusted marketplace. And it's pretty great. I get to do it from home.
Next up, accounts. This might seem obvious, but you are only allowed one freelancer account. If you are to be honestly representing who you are, having multiple accounts undermines this by showing different versions of you, but ones we don't know which are true or not. We know that sometimes having a second account happens by accident when you have trouble logging in or you forgot that you had another account, and we'll work with you through that. We also welcome you to use our specialized profiles and portfolios to show off different skill sets you may have. You can also have client accounts if you're looking to hire others on Upwork, and we actually recommend that you create those accounts within your freelancer account so everything is easily accessible in one place. With this, never, ever, ever share your account. Your account is yours alone, and you should not provide any other person access to your account. Account sharing is a violation of the terms of service and could also lead to the conclusion that there was a breach in your account and we need to shut it down. We really don't want this to happen. Here, this is Nicole. She works on our account security team that helps prevent and detect account takeover and breaches.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicole. I am based in Trinidad and Tobago. I first heard about Upwork through a conference and have always been interested in cybersecurity. I work to find out if someone has taken over your account, and my one piece of advice is always ensure that your devices are scanned regularly with a reliable antivirus and that you have two-factor authentication enabled on all your online accounts.
On our left, we have some important content guidelines. First, you should always make sure you have complete information in your profile and that it doesn't include gibberish. Sure, sometimes you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to get started. That's great. But it is important to make sure that when you select submit, that what is in your profile is actual information and is as polished as possible. Part of our job is creating trust between our users. When clients or other external parties see profiles that are incomplete, messy, or a series of random letters, this looks extremely unprofessional and creates a negative impression on the viewer. This undermines trust in the freelancer and in the marketplace, which affects everybody. Two more important areas you should know about. There are some jobs Upwork does not allow, and there are some behaviors that will not be tolerated. First, the jobs that cannot be done through Upwork. This would be illegal jobs, including anything that illegally discriminates, anything that is pornographic, obscene, or sexually explicit in nature, or that regards or promotes in any way any escort services, prostitution, or sexual acts. work that would violate intellectual property rights, work that violates the terms of service of another website or similar contractual obligations, work that violates the academic policies of an educational institution, i.e., you cannot write a student's term paper or take their exam for them, any work that would be a paid review, and any work that regards the creation, publication, or distribution of fake news, hoax news, or deep fakes. Customers cannot advertise that they would do these services, ask for these services to be done, or actually perform these services. If someone violates these rules, unfortunately, we will have to remove the content and may take action on the account. Lastly, Upwork is a place of professionals, and with that, we expect a standard of professionalism to be maintained by our customers. Specifically, we do not allow any behavior that is defamatory, profane, vulgar, threatening, unlawfully discriminatory, or harassing. When a user goes out of their way to be abusive towards another user, this will not be tolerated. Here, meet Diane. Diane works on our specialized trust and safety investigations team.
Hello, my name is Diane. I'm from the Philippines. I was interested in working with Upwork because I was a new mom at that time, and I was specifically looking for a freelancing job where I could still work and at the same time be around my son as much as possible. And Upwork has given me that great opportunity for being flexible, stable, and a huge room for growth and development. I now work with our special investigations team, the Trust and Safety Investigation.
Goodness, I hope I haven't gotten you too tired on this tour, but don't worry, we're almost finished. Our last stop is to talk about the community of Upwork. Upwork consists of both clients and talent coming together and doing business, and many of our customers are consistent and are longtime members of the community. As a community, there's a role we all can play in keeping the marketplace a safe and trusted place to do business. You have the power to let us know when someone isn't following the rules, and we welcome you to do that. We have what we call user flags placed throughout the platform you can use to send us a report of bad behavior. These flags are sent directly to our trust and safety teams and are reviewed in near real time. Each of these flags provides several issues to select from, but if you don't see something that fits your case, just use the something else option and provide details in the box provided. You can also reach out to a customer support at any time to report an issue, and they will ensure it is routed to the appropriate trust and safety team. Okay, that brings us to the end of our tour. I hope this backstage view has been helpful. It has been great speaking with you, and enjoy the rest of your time here at Behind the Scenes at Upwork. Bye.